Reactivity will destroy your productivity. Let me tell you what I mean. Let me know if this is you or someone like you. And if this is you, don't be ashamed. I have to honestly say, probably 95 or more percent of the people in the modern age, unless they're too old to use technology or they literally live disconnected from the rest of the world, tiny part of the population, most people live this way. And I call it reactivity. So reactivity is this. Person wakes up, checks the phone. What time is it? Did I get any emails? Oh, look, I got some WhatsApp messages. Let's check those out. Hey, Facebook, what's up, Facebook? Browse in the gram. Look at the gram. Hey, I got some great comments. Make some responses, right? Well, whatever your social media candy is, okay? So you're in there, and then all of a sudden, 45 minutes has passed. You may have used the restroom at this point. You may have even started having coffee. But the point is, the morning has already begun. A fair amount of time has happened, and you've done nothing. So let's assume you own your own business. Assume you're not an employee, you got to go to work. So now, a little bit of time goes on, and then you're like, I gotta do this. I got a meeting at 9. So you get ready. You got your meeting at 9. After that, and you have a notification on your device. Hey, you got an email. Congratulations on your email. You go check it out, and then bing, a new WhatsApp. You go check it out, and then bing, phone call. Like, in other words, on and on and on. This is called reactivity. All reactivity means is the world gives you information. You say, oh, here's my response. That's reactivity. Why does that kill productivity? Because, and you probably are very aware of this, there are things that you need to do. If you check out my video yesterday called on the 80-20 principle, I may have done it 2 days ago, but 1 or 2 days ago, 80-20 principle, the Pareto principle, gold. It is a literal quick 7-minute workshop where I basically kick your butt into finding out what the most valuable things are that you can be doing and should and need and must be doing to achieve the level of success you want. So I basically gave you a huge 3-hour workshop culminated in this tiny little box. So I would strongly encourage you to check that out. So once you've done that, you actually know what matters. So let me tell you an alternate scenario, what you could be considering instead of this, hey, my phone isn't the funnest thing ever. I would encourage you actually create a morning ritual that applies to you, that resonates with you. I'll give you some examples if you need some examples. Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod, which is a book about a guy and his journey and how he created his miracle morning by doing these 6 steps. It's great. Another option is the 20-20-20 rule, which is by Robin Sharma in a book called The 5 a.m. Club. I encourage you to read both. They're great books. They'll make you think. There's a lot of overlap, which is always nice. And it allows you to get a perspective of what you want to do. And then, truly the most important part, you need to act. Try one out. I probably have mentioned this before, and hold on. I use a journal every day. The days I use a journal and the days I don't are the days I get a huge amount of stuff done and the days I don't get a huge amount of stuff done. I'll tell you why. I wake up. And actually, for example, my tomorrow is actually planned out. I'm recording this right after 7 p.m. Around 6, I get an alarm on my phone that reminds me to do it. I did tomorrow's major things I need to do, and then I filled in appointments that are in there so I can be on it. And if I don't do that, I will wake up, have my coffee. My assistant starts at 8, have a great little discussion with her. But in other words, it won't be effective. So, and then what will start happening is once you start on the road of reacting to the world and checking out Facebook, checking out YouTube, someone says, hey, did you order that? You're like, no, I didn't order that. And you just forget and you start checking out if you should order it. That whole path, it's a reactionary path. What happens when you do that is the important things that you need to do, that this 80-20 principle workshop you had before the other day, is now that you're doing those things, your life is a game changer. So what I do is I do my journal. In my journal, it actually says top 3 things. So I know in my head, here's what I need to do. All of those top 3 things are specific action steps towards my 80/20. In other words, the 20% that actually mean the most to me and my business and my vision and where I want to help serve the world to this next greater place. So for you, find something that's a morning routine. I really strongly encourage you to do a journal like I do. And the 3 that come to mind, there's a million of them, but the 3 that come to mind, actually there's 4. There's a get it done, which is getting things done. It's the last name of the author is Allen. It's kind of a task-based one. If you're a task-based person, you may love it. There's another one called the Self Journal, which is the one John has. I love it. I'm a fan. My wife journals on something called the Performance Planner by Brendan Burchard. She loves it. I think she's going to buy me one, so I'll probably be doing 2 a day because that one asks questions. Well, this one's better for planning my day, the self journal. And then the 4th one's called the Bullet Journal, which is another task-based journal. So if you're a task list person, bullet journal and the getting things done may be your gig. If you're a little more mental, like to think things through, self journal and possibly both, that and the Brendan Burchard may be nice. One thing that Brendan Burchard invites you to do is actually write down, ask yourself, what are the 3 most important things? And you actually write this question down, like in a normal notebook. What are the 3 most important things I need to do today? And then you write down your answers. But what's fascinating, and this is what's really cool, when you actually go through the day and you have your journal, I have mine open in front of me. So it reminds me I have this to do and this to do. I look at it regularly. But what it does is your brain, your subconscious brain, works in the background. I'm actually, by the time I get to whatever task I had done, I'm actually noticing that work's already been done with my brain. The thinking part of it's actually partially done. Fascinating experience. So, one of the things in the morning ritual is what are the 3 most important things to do, which again, these various journals all have something like that. Very important. No more than 3. Brain thinks more than 3 is big, so you want to avoid big. But by writing down the question, what are the 3 things that are most important that I need to do today, proactive, not reactive? You come up with them, you're like, brilliant idea. And then once you do them, you're going to finish your day feeling super accomplished. It's not going to be, oh, I'm a little bit accomplished. You're like, I did something. And all a successful life is a stacking of continuous successful days. So you make a habit of being successful. It is the new you. So persistence and consistency is literally the key to success. So being driven, feeling an almost an obsession with being excellent at what you're doing, and then being consistent. Show up every day and don't react, proact. Okay? Last but not least is if you're someone who's kind of into productivity and you want to kind of get a little more of the cool hacks and all kind of good stuff, I am having a workshop. It's physical in Trinidad at the Remax office on Sunday, January 26th. It's about a week and a half from here. And I think it's 300 TT for the day. It's 3 hours, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So if you're interested, and I teach a whole productivity course, which is an online course, but this is kind of the which is 18, I think it's like 8, it's a lot of hours of actual stuff in the actual course. So I've taken this big piece and said, here's the core things. So if you had to narrow them down to the most important, concise, impactful productivity hacks that really make a difference, that's what the workshop is. I'm not going to overload you. I'm not going to overload you with how to delegate. I'm not going to overload you with how to make systems. All those other things are in the actual productivity course. If you're interested in that stuff, we can talk about it. But this is helping you to get out of your own way and to find things that make it so you can stay focused better, not be as distracted as much. We're just such a distracted population. But so focused, less distraction, and doing things that really help you get the needle moving forward. So in a year, we're at 2021, and you're not thinking to yourself, boy, I wish I could replay 2020 because I wasn't doing it right. So if you're interested, just message me below. I'll do my best to put the link here so you can check it out. But thank you for your time. I do appreciate you. I want you to be as successful as you possibly can be. And I create these courses so if you need all the additional stuff, that's why I do it. So I do it to help you guys out any way I can. So if you have topics, whatever, you're like, I'd really love to learn about this, and it's something that I feel I can add value, I'll happily do a course on it. But please do me a favor and take a little note if you're watching the whole thing and say, I will not wake up tomorrow morning and check my phone first thing. Maybe give yourself 30 minutes minimum, start breaking the thing. Jennifer Thomas said the date and the venue. Thank you for that. So hi, Jennifer. There you are on the screen. Aren't you lovely? So the date and the venue, it's Sunday, Sunday, January 26th. I may have said February. Sunday, January 26th, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. The venue is the Remax Real Estate Group office. It's in St. Augustine. It is 4 buildings east of UE Spec, and so it's very close to the UE campus there. And yeah, it's we have parking, so there's, but just as a heads up, that day I'm actually doing 3 events in the same day. So listen to me here, because you may have an interest in these others. That we created them with the intent that if someone wanted to do them, they would be valuable. We have several people who signed up for all. So here they are. First one we call the Business Basics. It's 9:30 to 11:30. If you know the fashion designer who's local and regional, E. Cliffy Lai, he is a client. He reached out after I started promoting this, and he offered to actually talk at the workshop. So he'll be there presenting along with me. So I'm going to go over different things like how to make sure you're profitable, how to price your product, how to make sure you're set up properly from like a legal structure without going too much legalese kind of stuff. And then I'm not trying to give legal advice, but the point is I'm trying to help you understand there are differences and benefits. And then a couple other small things there. And then the second class is a lunch and learn, and it's 1 hour. You do get lunch, hence the term lunch and learn. And I think it's 12:30 to 1:30. And that one, you'll get a sandwich and juice and water. I'm going to do 2 stress relief techniques that I'm a big studier of life and all the personal and all these kind of hacking things to improve people's lives. And I'll teach you 2 techniques that will dramatically make you feel less physical stress in your body. And my favorite example of this is that a client who did it with me, we actually did it at Starbucks. So just to give you an example, Starbucks outside, we did one of these 2 techniques. He's a very, very successful, high-level, C-level executive guy, great friend, and he learned this stress relief technique. He's originally from Tobago, and he said, we did it for 8 or 9 minutes. He said when we were done, he felt like he had just started a vacation. It was day 2. His pockets were full of money. In other words, no stress on the money side. Everything's taken care of, and he's just relaxing at Pigeon Point. In other words, total bliss compared to the normal stresses he experiences. I wish I recorded it, but I'd like to convey the story because it really is that powerful. So there's 2 of those, and then there's the productivity class. And I have a break in between, so it's not like, too much. But it'll be a power pack day, and I do give a discount for attending all 3 if you're interested. And I think, I don't know the numbers offhand because we have it all figured out. But if you're interested, just message us below, and I'll be happy to help you. Or you can go to the event section of my business page, and they're there. But I'll do my best after this video to post those. So thank you guys for watching. You've been amazing. Any other questions you have relative either to any events or the reactivity is killing your productivity? Any other questions on those? I'll give you guys like 10 seconds. There's usually about a 20-second delay. So hopefully you're a fairly quick typer if you got questions. Ding dong, ding dong. Yeah. Oh, and one thing I didn't say, if you're still on, Jennifer, all these 3 workshops are all at the same place. So there's no traveling. But there is a grocery store literally 120 feet from the location, so if you want to get water, juice, soda, you know, you're welcome to eat and all that kind of good stuff. All right, no questions. So you guys have been awesome. I appreciate you, and I'm here to help you in any way I can. So feel free to invite other members, friends you have to the group, and just tell them they must answer the questions. Otherwise, I don't admit people because I want people who are serious. I don't want people who are just going to join the group and just be a number. I don't want numbers. I want people who participate. So have an awesome night, everyone. Bye-bye.